Oh, hello again, everyone. This show is the Kent Classic Car Show at the Elsford Priory in southern England. It was a great show. It's been going for a number of years now. Great turnout, lots of really wonderful cars. It's a bit of a gem in the south, and it's well worth a visit. So if you get an opportunity in 2019, please turn up. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, it's a replica of a 1965 Ford GT40. It's never been dyno tested or anything like that, but the engine supplier who supplied me the engine reckoned it would produce 420 horsepower, 360 foot-pound torque.
Then you can give it
1934 Commer van, 800 weight. It was discovered in Yorkshire probably around about 15 years ago now. The fellow I bought it from had started to do the restoration work and never completed it because it just become too much for him. I bought it 4 years ago, completed the restoration to how it is now. Originally a Maidstone registration car. It was used by a laundry company in Maidstone. It's one of 6 which was known to be built, and this is supposedly the only survivor. This is only the 2nd year now it's been on the road since I've restored it, and I've been to quite a few rallies.
Purchased a car off a guy who was in the RAF, based in Colorado. He had it all restored in Colorado, drove the car across America on Route 66. Then the RAF shipped it back to Brussels for him. Then it was shipped from Brussels to England, where he decided he had to sell it because his wife wanted to buy a horse. It became mine then.
He bought it 36 years ago, and 3 people turned up to buy it, and it finished up like an auction. And as he didn't have a wife, he was the only one who could finally afford it, and he paid 2,600 for her, which was a fortune in them days. But she was a horrid colour. She was custard yellow, looked like a giant bowl of custard. So the guy before him didn't have a lot of taste. He had it sprayed, yes, and the colour is unique to us, or it was, until Toyota copied it about 2 years ago. So you do see it around now.
How much do you think it's worth now?
You're looking at about 50 to 55,000.
A good investment then?
A very good investment, but I won't tell you what we've spent on it because it was in a bit of a state when he got it.
A labour of love.
Yes, she's called Aggie, and she's the old lady who lives in the garage.
Well, this is my 66 Jaguar S-Type. It's a very beautiful car, drives very, very nicely. I've done 15 shows with it this summer, and it creates a lot of attention wherever I go. It's won 9 concours d'elegance certificates and a champion's champion at the Jaguars. It's a very, very nice car, and the guy that did it sadly passed away, and I just feel as if I'm showing it on his behalf.
No, it's always, yeah.
Yeah, I built it about 17 years ago. It's a Sierra-based kit, and it took quite a while. Well, about 15 months it took to build. I altered virtually every panel apart from one before while I was fitting it. It originally had a Pinto engine. It now has a K-series Rover engine, similar to the ones they put in the Caterham 7s. So it's reasonably lively. So where will I find?
British market, last Thursday.
actually bought the car from a doctor that owned it from 1976, and he lives in Oklahoma. The interior wasn't in particularly good shape when we got it. We've put in new dash, new centre console. I've repainted some of the interiors. There's ongoing work to do in there. I've had the carburettor rebuilt. I've put in electronic ignition, and that's about it. Giving it a full service. Underneath is completely rust-free, thankfully.